Okay, so this week we got news that Zillow was cutting its iBuying program, that it was heavily in debt from over purchases, did not have the staff to maintain, and that they were going to shut down that division of their business. And you've probably seen a lot of realtors posting like, rest in peace Zillow, and like, you had it coming. And certainly, you know, they have been a resource for realtors for years, as well as you as a consumer. But they have also recently been, a competitor with us as far as taking listings, just going off market and really paying sellers a huge premium to go that route. So, for me, I look at it and I feel like, well, I've lost another tool in my toolkit, because I did have some sellers that maybe didn't want to bring their house to market, maybe were willing actually to take a little bit less to not have to bring that house to market. And Zillow was a partner that we worked with on that, with the iBuying program. So I certainly don't want to get in a camp where I'm just bashing Zillow. However, I think the flip side to this is a concern of, well, does Zillow see something that the rest of us aren't seeing? And I've watched a couple videos and I've done some reading, and from what I understand, it really does seem like Zillow kind of set themselves up for failure on this iBuying system from the get-go. One of the partners that they started working with initially to get this program up and running said from the beginning he saw flaws in their model and how they were working it. Those of you that are tracking your estimates aggressively and trying to get information into Zillow to get that more accurate, I still, would just argue that from the beginning I have always felt like using a website and using these algorithms to try to determine the value of your house is never as strong as having a person walk through and come look at it. So I would just encourage you, if you have been kind of using that estimate, you may know now that that's not some information that is as accurate as it could be. We are never going to push to get your home on the market, but if you want to know how much your home is worth to be able to consider potentially cash out refis, or if your homeowner's insurance is covering enough of your asset, those are things that will come in and we can give you a real person's perspective on this. And it is a real person that is actually working this market, knows the comps, and is able to bring you the proper amount, not just something that's being generated through algorithms online. I can give you a good example on these estimates. We've had some listings that we've put up for sale. Listed one for $575 earlier this year. His estimate was in the 400s. It went under contract. His estimate jumped up to $625. So a ton of volatility there, and not to say that us humans don't error, but I think that we've been putting a lot of stock in these estimates. We, as listing agents, have been trying to figure out, how do they play into the way that consumers look at your house, right? We have to consider them because consumers are looking at them. And I just want to make a broad statement that I don't think Zillow sees anything that the rest of us don't see. I think they just were overvaluing homes on these estimates. They were purchasing homes with a market, a plus 5% or plus 20% in some cases. They were buying your home over market value, and it's just not sustainable. And I think we're going to start seeing a little bit of leveling out. We're already seeing terms soften a little bit. All the things that we thought would change are starting to slowly shift. So if you are a buyer, don't give up on us. We are still out there. We are still working, and certainly feel like the opportunity going into the holidays is a strong one. So if you are thinking about buying, call us and let us help you maybe take advantage of the next couple weeks. And sellers, don't get disheartened and don't feel like you're not going to see great returns on your home right now, because we are still seeing buyers in troves coming to the triangle. Interest rates are still hovering. We thought they were rising. They certainly have a hair, but they've not done, that escalated just straight steep up that I was kind of thinking we would see. So anyways, great sides on either end. But I just wanted to speak to Zillow and just make sure, you guys were getting the market knowledge, because I'm sure on Facebook you've seen 10,000 realtors saying down with Zillow, down with Zillow, down with Zillow. And it definitely is, a disservice to not understand how valuable that was in our marketplace. It's gone. Again, I don't think it's an indicator of any kind of market shift. I think, unfortunately, this was just a poor business model that was not sustainable, and it grew so quickly after COVID, and just not something that they could hang on to. So there's our 2 cents on Zillow. If you have questions, you want to talk about the market, nerd out on any of those things, let us know. We're always here.